I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to sing about it. I'm going to talk about it. And guess what? I made it through, and so can you.
Absolutely, and that's a great message. And you've got balls for a chick, because you're willing to hang out all of your feelings like that. And you're just willing to put them out there, and it's really helpful for other people. And that's a good thing. And I'm glad that you're able to do that, and you don't just write what you think people want to hear, but you write what's really in your heart.
Oh, for certain. Well, that is the truth.
Now, I've got JP in the chat. He said, "Hello, Larissa. Love your music," and he said your smile as well. So I think JP might be hitting on you. So,
well, at least somebody is.
There you go. Now he's in Canada. I don't know if you've ever thought about a Canadian, but that's a possibility. And Martin wants to know who your dream artist is, and now what is your dream artist, or who is your dream artist, and who would you like to do a performance with? I guess it'd be the same person.
As far as like for a duet, I would absolutely love to be able to do something with Vince Gill. Love his voice, love his energy, love everything, and of course George the King. He's just kind of untouchable. But as far as like doing a duet and sharing the stage with, I would love to do one with Vince Gill.
So you're kind of keeping it classic. I feel old when I call him like classic, but I guess he's been around for a while now.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, I can remember when he was still a young guy, and he just, I guess, kind of just got started. But now he's been around for a while. I feel old when I think about stuff like that.
Yeah, well, he definitely has been around for a while, but he has one of those voices that's so recognizable. Like, it's just undeniable when he's even singing harmony on a song. You're like, oh, that's Vince.
Absolutely. So, living in today, Larissa on the Chris Top program.
It's always yesterday, tomorrow, next month, last year, never really here somehow. Thinking something better's waiting for you up around the corner while missing out on here and now. But the clock is ticking as time keeps slipping right through my hands. Done living in the past, replaying my regrets. There's not a single one that I can change. And living down the road, 'cause God only knows what's waiting up ahead anyway. Ain't worried about the coulda and the shoulda beens. What's coming up time. Today is soon history.
You know what I really love is, even though some songs may be inspired from a dark place, it's nice to hear it put out in a positive light. And you can't help but hear these songs and just at least smile, I think, when you hear them. Yeah, and you just sound so I guess so bouncy and so giddy. You know, and it's nice. It's really nice to hear that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. And you know, if you're going to go through a struggle and if you're going to, you know, go through something tough, the best way to make, you know, quote unquote lemonade out of lemons is to use that to help other people who are in the same situation.
Absolutely. And what would you say, being in the business, being back in the business, going full steam ahead, what would you say your definition of success would be?
My definition of success is, just if I can keep doing what I'm doing and keep putting out music for quite a few years to come, I would think that would be success, you know, wherever that ends up taking me. And of course, in music, as an artist, it isn't necessarily about becoming famous, so to speak, as it is about the fact that, for me, I know my music is so personal, and I wrote it, I invested in it, not just for myself, but to help other people. Mm-hmm. And so the thing about fame is that more people get to hear your music. So to me, it's not so much about people knowing your name as it is the fact that your music is impacting the most amount of people. And for me, I obviously would want my music to impact the most amount of people, but you know, as long as I get to keep making music and it's impacting people at whatever level that is, that's success.
Absolutely. What a great answer. Life is good, isn't it?
Life is good. It's great.
I want to say hi to Mr. Mappy. He's over on the Spreaker site. If you want to hang out with all the cool dorks, go over to thechris.program.com, and you can join in the chat over there, Mr. Mappy. It's good to see you. Now, I've got a really important question for you, Larissa. You might want to sit down and take a deep breath.
Okay, I'm sitting down.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, if you could have any superhero power, what would that power be?
Okay, now I do not mean to get like uber, like, you know, downtrodden or whatever, but it's kind of a bizarre one, but I don't even know if this can be considered a superhero power. Okay. But I would love to be able to have the power to heal people, and not not necessarily just physical stuff, but like emotional stuff. Because there are so many wounds that people have on the inside, and I'm not trying to get uber deep or whatever, but, you know, truthfully, I guess that's part of the reason why I do music, to have my music help people with that.
I guess in a sense, you already doing that on a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really, so I guess Jesus could have been considered a superhero.
For sure.
So that, see, to me, that's a great answer, and you're not being selfish. You know, you don't want to fly or be invisible. You want to actually get out there and help people.
Yeah.
I like that.
There's nothing, and I mean, I love your, you know, all your quote unquote tenets or whatever you want to call them that are on your page. And, you know, life is about people, and it's about relationships, and it's not, you know, and granted, we can go out and have a fun time. We can do all of this stuff, but life is about relationships and loving people, and that's what life is about.
Sure. Can I want to hug you. I want a hug from you when I meet you.
For sure. I am a hugger, so
Sweet.
I'll give you a hug.
Sweet. So I'm always stepping out a little bit when I say stuff like that, but since you're a hugger, we're good.
I know, and you know, being from, you know, up in the Midwest here, there's a lot of like Norwegian, Scandinavian, all of that kind of stuff, and they're very stoic, like they're like non-emotional, and you know, me, I'm like the redhead, and even though I'm from up here, like I've run around hugging people and invading people's bubble, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's not, well, when you're from the South, you know, we get our bubbles invaded all the time.
It's true. It's very true. Totally different from up here.
It really is. It really is. Well, I mean, it seems like you would fit in just great down here. Do you love your home, or do you ever have any plans on moving to Nashville or somewhere around, you know, closer to your music?
This year has kind of been the closest that I've really come to thinking about moving to Nashville, and that certainly is on the horizon, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not I'll be down there full time or just part time, I don't know. But I love Nashville. Nashville is such a great city, great people, and we have a thing called Caribou Coffee up here, of which we do not have in Nashville. And Caribou Coffee, no offense to Starbucks, but when I come to Nashville, I tell people I have to slum it at Starbucks. And Starbucks, I love you, but you just cannot hold a candle to my Caribou. So that's the only thing that's like, well, and of course my nieces and nephews are up here, and that's the paramount thing. But yeah, I miss Caribou when I have to come to Nashville.
Well, maybe you could get them to just ship you the coffee, and you could make it at home.
Well, I do a blended drink. I do the foo-foo coffee, so it's not just as easy as like, I'd have to buy the blender, buy and I don't even know if they sell the mix to make the drink. I'm telling you, it's just phenomenal, and I miss it. So
you're like a coffee connoisseur.
Well, I'm a foo-foo coffee blended cold drink connoisseur, I guess.
I'm gonna have to get you to make me a coffee sometime. I'm sitting here drinking it right now, but I want more now.
I'm telling you, seriously.
Now, are you a good cook?
Oh, Lord, no. I would rather clean the toilets than stand behind the stove, and I'm just saying that.
Now,
that is not one of the things that I put on my resume. I mean, can I quit if I have to? Yes, but I do not like cooking.
So do you take everything out of a box when you cook it, or do you just eat out a lot?
Well, I just end up, you can get, I mean, truthfully, at this point in time, sometimes it's more expensive to go to the grocery store and buy something and cook it than it is to go pick it up from, the restaurant.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, we're going to run out of time if we don't watch it, so I want to make sure I get this other song in. But before I do, everybody go to, it's Larissa.com, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and that's LARISSA.com, and from there you can pretty much find anything from YouTube to Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, all that stuff. And make sure you go and check that out, because I mean you may be super curious after the interview in case we don't answer every single question that you had. Now this next song that I want to play, then we'll play this, we'll come back and we'll wrap it up. But it's called Heart Wide Open, and I think I like this song. Lyrically, it's great. The melody, I got into the melody, but I think the reason I liked it the most is just because I can relate to it. I mean, everybody has that pinnacle in their life where they maybe break a groove and they start over again, and sometimes you need a little kick or a little inspiration, and I could see how this song would be inspiring to a lot of people when they're in a situation where they're like, well, I really need a fresh start. I need to put this behind me and just move forward. And I like the message in this song.
Thanks. Definitely. And there's a grieving process with any kind of loss, whatever it is, be it from a loved one, be it from a relationship, be it from a job, be it from, a dream that got crushed or broken, whatever it is. And there is a grieving process that you kind of have to go through. But you're right. Then there comes a time when it's like, okay, the grieving, the mourning time is over, and it's time to, pull your bootstraps up or whatever you want to say, and stand up and start moving and start living again and get out of that grieving process. And there's something that's so great about, the proverbial feeling the sun on your face again and really start to live again. And it's breathtaking, it's awe-inspiring, and it feels so good because we're meant to live and we're meant to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to play Heart Wide Open by Larissa on the Chris Top program.